The strongest man. Do you know the name of the strongest man who ever lived? Yes, it's that guy who plays what do you call him on Game of Thrones? The big massive fella in the modern series who got resurrected. He's huge. Has a world deadlift record and everything. It's well over 1,000 kilos. He's friggin' ridiculous. Anyway, apparently it's a guy called Samson who lived conveniently enough long before there were standards for weights and measures or any proper record keeping. It is the Jehovah who gives Samson his strength. Also, it's his passionate love for lion sex. We can see him here in this picture making love to the lion's screaming, "No, I don't want it," and he's going, "Shush, you know you do. Just be quiet. Stand here while I make love to you, lion." Anyway, Jehovah tells his mother before he was born, "Soon you will have a son. He will take a lead in saving Israel from the Philistines." That's not quite as good as what she said to Mary, "You're going to have the Son of God." It's kind of like, a bit of a civil service answer. Soon he will have a large part in a small war in the Middle East. The Philistines are bad people who live in Canaan. They're really only bad because they don't record themselves in the Bible. And let's be honest, the victors wrote the history. I think the Philistines were actually Proto-Greeks, but you might have to look that up. Anyway, they lived in Canaan and they were fighting they have many fighting men. And they really hurt the Israelites. Once, when Samson was on his way to meet the Philistines, a big lion came roaring out to meet him. But Samson made love to the lion, and the lion fell in love with him, and then, together, they also killed hundreds of bad Philistines. Later, Samson falls in love with a woman called Delilah. Oh, why, Delilah? Why did you do it, Delilah? Anyway, she's basically a Philistine spy. And she gets 1,100 pieces of silver, which once again is a very specific amount, and she finds out what makes Samson so strong. Delilah wants that money. She is not a true friend of Samson, though apparently she is prepared to put out for him. She keeps asking Samson, "Samson, what is it that makes you so strong?" And finally, Delilah gets Samson to tell her the secret. "My hair. It's so long and lustrous, I use Pantene. From the time that I was born, God chose me to be a special servant of his. If I cut my hair, I would lose my strength." When Delilah hears this, she has Samson go to sleep on her lap. Then she calls a man to come in and cut his hair. When he wakes up, he has lost all his strength. Oh no! The Philistines then come in and capture him. They pluck out his eyes and make him their slave. Well, that totally blows, doesn't it, people? I remember as a kid growing up that this story was actually used quite often as an example of why husbands should not listen to their nagging wives, because one day your nagging wife might get you to cut your hair off, you'd lose all your strength, pluck your eyes out, and you become a Philistine slave. It's true. Happened all the time. One day the Philistines have a big party to worship their god Dagon, and they bring Samson out of the prison to make fun of him. Isn't it funny that all the other gods got parties, whereas Jehovah's Witness children got commemorations? Samson's hair has grown again, and Samson says to the boy who is leading him by the hand, "Let me touch the pillars that hold the building up." You'd think they'd know not to let him grow his hair out, wouldn't you? You'd think, keep the Pantene away from Samson, he's too strong with it. His hair is too luscious. Then Samson prays to Jehovah for strength and takes hold of the pillars, which are suspiciously close together, and they cry out. And, he says, "Let me die with the Philistines." There are 3,000 Philistines at the party. And when Samson bends himself against the pillars, the building falls down and he kills all these bad people. Now let's specifically look at all these bad people. Let's zoom in and have a nosy, shall we? Look at that child. Look at the horrified fucking face on that little boy. Oh no, I'm going to die. Look at these people falling, reminiscent of 9/11. That's right. Samson prayed to Jehovah for an ancient 9/11. Let's look at this guy down here. What the frig's going on with Chicken Man? He's not even sure. He's just wearing his chicken costume and moving on, and people are running out. This, guys, are the stories of the Bible. These are the stories of Jehovah's Witnesses. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you run for the fucking hills. Bye-bye.